The world's most competitive F4 Championship, here to return for race number 4 and the finale of this week. And this is going to be an absolutely amazing race. And out of all 3 races we've had so far this weekend, we've now descended drivers within the pack, and now we only have about 20 drivers on the grid. So elimination out of Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. I think 5 drivers out of each group got eliminated out of each group there. So the top 10, top 15, top 20 drivers from the results from this weekend will be in this one here. Now, there is a threat of rain coming in for this round, for this race. It's actually not too far away here. So possibly a threat of rain to come at the very end of this race. But we'll see if that does come into play. But now, to run you through this weekend, it is now time to hand you down to Laura Cola.
Formula One drivers, our new brand ambassador. Hi, Ricardo.
Hi, everybody. Nice day today. We are here for the final of this first weekend of F4 Italian Championship. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting also because the weather is so-so, and it becomes a little bit of rain. It can be even more challenging, definitely.
It's been an intensive weekend, so what's your impression?
Well, the impression is Formula 4, fantastic, but many other races here in Manchi weekend. And I have to say that for all the fans, the area is very good because they can touch really and breathe motor racing air. And you can really enjoy nice races, very competitive races. So at the end of the day, I like to say that if you want really to have enjoyment, you have to come to these weekends because you have to look at that because really you can have satisfaction.
And what about the drivers? They are very young but very fighter.
Well, they are young. They are mini professional. Definitely, they have a lot of advices from outside, and of course, because of that, we can see these drivers that now they are 15, 16, and they can go to Formula One in a very short period, and that is the advantage to have so many information that they can teach them how to act in the proper way.
In the end, it's always a mix between being professional, being young, crazy, but at the same time be serious and do what you have to do.
Yes, I gave a suggestion when we had the briefing with Scuola Federale that, okay, you must be professional, but you don't have to forget to smile, because sometimes they don't smile enough, because motor racing is enjoyment, and because of that you need to be happy, not always with a sad face.
Nice. And what goes through the mind of a driver when you are in grid before just a moment before you start?
Well, everybody has his own feelings. In my case, I remember the last part of my career, I was quite relaxed. I could sleep before, half an hour before the Grand Prix problem, a little bit of relax. So I think you needed to be focused on what you have to do, the start, that is a crucial moment. And of course, because you are in the start is the most critical moment because all the cars are very close together. Try to be in a position that you don't have problems.
But in your case, no anxiety, no stress, just
No. You don't have to. You have. It's not easy, but with the time, you need to get self confidence and relaxation, and so you can be focused on what you do.
in your career as well. You change your way to start. I mean, first of all, maybe it was more anxiety and then.
Of course, yes. When I did my first Grand Prix, I remember I was quite tense. Then after 17 years of Formula One, I was more relaxed. For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Ciao.
Former world champion Riccardo Patrese speaking with Laura Cola on the grid. 256 Formula One starts. He won Monaco in 1982. He was the 1976 Italian and European Formula 3 champion. And before you post or tweet, yes, he won the 1974 FIA World Cup Racing Championships at Estoril in Portugal, beating home a very young Eddie Cheever. Laura Cola is down on the grid speaking with the pole sitter Alp Aksoy.
Hi, another chance to make the most of starting on pole and consolidate the lead.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be an interesting race. We're starting on pole. Right now, there's a bit of a drop off the rain, but yeah, the conditions are going to be same for everyone, and we're going to do our best, and let's see.
Good luck.
We have a rookie starting on pole position. Alp Aksoy from Istanbul in Turkey, not only one of the youngest drivers here, but has beaten some of the more seasoned campaigners.
Alp Aksoy on the front row of the grid. Alongside him, David Cosmo Christopher. He's second year in the Italian F4 Championship. Then Niccolò Mangani in position 3. And David Walter, Ari Bansel, and of course Arjun Kraling in position 7. Luca Samalesto has been on fire so far this weekend. Can he continue to put fire to the flame this weekend and try and make his way through the grid? Alexander Savinkov in position 9 and Ludovico Busso in position 10. Edward Robertson, or Edu Robertson, then it's Badu Al-Suti, followed by Thomas Behrman, the brother of Ollie Behrman, Andy Consani, the brother of the Consani brothers, the French driver there. Florentin Huntmar in position 15, and Oscar Roberto, who won the rookie race in race number 3. Pedro Alves da Lima, the Brazilian driver, followed by Noah Killian, the Australian F4 champion. Lud Nielsen, and then, of course, followed by Alex Ruta. Continue to make your way down the grid. It is Roland Kulkan in position 21 and Kenzo Craigie in position 22. Levi Aran in position 23 and Bernardo Bonoli in position 24. One of 5 Brazilian drivers on the grid. Christian Costoya, the Spanish driver, followed by Quan Ho in position 26. Nicolas Cortez in position 27 and Augustus Tonoli, the third of the Brazilian drivers. Emily Gotti and Peyton Westcott, the 2 F1 Academy drivers. Fabrico Forgonda, the Brazilian driver, followed by Andrea Rodriguez. Emma Feldmeyer, another one of the F1 Academy drivers. Martinez in position 34. And Leibu Rakov, followed by Igor Polak in position 36. Rounding out those 36 drivers on the grid. The formation that has now gotten underway. As you heard from Alp Aksoy just a few moments ago, there is rain on the camera lens. There is rain. Well, it's not flooding the circuit just yet, but it is definitely falling there as cars stalled on the grid.
Highly rated Austrian from the F1 Academy Series has not got away.
Oh, no.
If she does fire up, she will have to start from the back of the grid. That is incredibly unfortunate for Emma Feldmeyer, who was running 11th right up until the penultimate lap yesterday when contact with her teammate gave her a puncture. We hope Emma can get underway. Look at this, threatening skies here at Misano. It is the second of 10 racing weekends. the Automobile Club of Italy after Imola 2 weeks ago. After this, the GT Endurance Championship. As Ed Robinson goes through the 3-hour GT3 race, incredibly 54 cars will take to the circuit in the GT3 series at the conclusion of this race, which is about to get rained on from a great height. We're just being told by race control as they come out of Tramonto at the far part of the circuit, down the back straight. It is raining right on cue here at Misano.
This race is about to get real good real quickly. Wow.
46 drivers on a slick circuit. Look at Al Paxoy light up the rears. Cosmo Christopher, 98. So 4 Prema drivers, 1 Maffei Racing drivers. And then look at this, the US Racing Attack, including Lucas Samolito, who rolled to a stop under safety car conditions whilst in the race lead this morning. Luca, who took pole position on Friday night. There's Thomas going through. Just ahead of Andy Consani. Samolisto from grid 8. 13 different teams. The first round of the Italian F4 Championship. The 13th season of the world's most competitive junior racing series, presented by the Automobile Club of Italy, together with WSK Promotion. We're coming through from around the circuit as Al Paxoy lifts the visor and looks around. Yes, it is starting to rain increasingly heavily here at Misano. The teams down in pit lane are ready with wet tyres. Oh boy, you can see the drops of rain on the camera here at Misano on Italy's Adriatic coast.
These drivers are very much going to struggle to get away. It is now officially chucking it down. I would only think the rain will come down. The circuit will get any form of rubber washed away. And grip levels will be extremely low. David Cosmo Christopher versus Al Paxoy. And it's lights out. And we're racing here for the Italian F4 Championship. There are 1 or 2 cars. Oh my god, big incident further back, and that's a big accident.
Rodriguez into the wall. A disastrous start. Look at Behrman's car has been destroyed. The yellow flag,
Red flag.
Is flying
Red flag.
inevitably.
Red flag.
We'll have the safety car come out onto the circuit. Andre Rodriguez has got going with severe damage to the front of his car.
Red flag.
Al Paxoy does not know what's
Oh my
happened.
god.
Behrman, the 87
Wow.
for racing car, it is destroyed. Thomas is out.
Chassis damage.
Thankfully, he waves. He is fine. The safety car comes out onto the circuit after a massive crash moments after the start of the 4th final race. Roykov, Igor Polak have gone through. Oscar Bertol was also involved, as well as Andrea Rodriguez.
Now, what this can do is this, if the rain does come down here in this race, it does give the opportunity for all of these drivers to box for the wet weather tyres. If, of course, the red flag does come out, then that stops any sort of opportunity. Here, look, this is the replay. There, look, that is one of the cars stalled. Thomas Behrman will eventually end up slamming into the rear end. There, look, Thomas Behrman getting slammed into the rear end. 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars damage. Bang! Look there. Car heading off into the right-hand side barrier. Big, big damage. You'll see here from the front-on shot. Bang! Rear-ending one of the RHGP cars. And bang! Again into the Armco on the right-hand side. There might be, this race might actually be red flagged here, depending on how badly that Armco is damaged. This is probably the best shot we will get. There, look, one of the cars shooting off to the right-hand side of the circuit. That's Thomas Behrman with not a very good-looking car. The right-hand side, right front suspension torn off that car. Safety car will be pulling through pit lane so that the marshals can go to work. But what an incident this has been.
Savinkov and Bader Al-Salati did make up a couple of positions. A huge crash moments after the start. The track being cleared. Augusto Stoniolo's car is being lifted off the side of the circuit. by the crane. There is damage massive to the Trident racing car, as well as that of Thomas Baumann. A sensational and not in a positive manner start. There's Cortez car to the left of your screen. Look at the damage to Thomas's car to the right.
Wow. Bent chassis.
Thankfully, Thomas is okay. Steps out of car 87.
Bent front end chassis.
Bauman's
Rear end
afternoon is
chassis. Definitely the chassis bent.
over. This is Augustus Toniolo's car. Huge damage to the front left. It looks as though the actual tub and chassis of the Trident racing car will be okay.
Not so much for Thomas
His weekend
Baumann,
is certainly over. We'll see him back at Fallelunga in 2 weeks' time. Albaxo with the race lead from Macagnani, David Cosman, Christopher. And it's Bondarev, Walter, Pansal. There's Lucas Summerlistov from Grid 8. Yesterday's race 2 winner has made up a single position to find his Indian teammate. Just behind this will take some time. The rain continues to fall as the field go down through Tramonto. Sunset Corner, we won't see that tonight because it is grey, gloomy, overcast, and increasingly wet. There is Bader Al Salati, who's had a super first weekend, just ahead of Ludovico Pusso. In car 29, Consani, Robinson, Alves, Florentin Hatama. P15, the final points paying position. Remember, we do pay down to 15th place in 2026. He's the second rookie ahead of Kilian Ruta and Knut Nielsen. The Real Racing sole entry for the Romanian team. Third rookie on the circuit. There's Costoya.
Ads.
In P23 for Peyton Westcott. An update on Emma Felbermeyer as well. She's still parked in pit lane. The car did not fire on the formation lap. That is hugely disappointing for the highly rated Austrian, the third generation racer. Of course, her grandfather with 6 starts in the Le Mans 24-hour race. She does not start after being impressively quick all weekend. One of 3 F1 Academy drivers here this weekend, along with Red Bull driver Rafael Ferreira and Peyton Westcott, who was on the podium in Shanghai, the Californian. She's still there in P24. We'll get a glimpse of Peyton going through in just a moment. Car 35, lightly raining still here at Misano. The 4th final race, and it's a sensational start. Thomas Baumann has stalled on the line. There's Cortez car being dragged away. Great work at the team, by the team here at Marco Simoncelli Circuit, host venue of the San Marino MotoGP. The track almost now clear. We've lost the Brazilian, the Mexican, and the Englishman. The Austrian Emma Felbermeyer's out. Aksoy from pole, the young rookie from Istanbul, is the race leader. Will have at least one more lap on the safety car. The track almost clear. Luka Roykov, Igor Polak, they've also gone through pit lane, as has Emily Cotti. And Oscar Petto, who came to a stop. There's the news we wanted to see in the bottom left of your screen. We go green next time around. The early stage of the season, and a rookie leads the Roman in second. Cosmo Christopher, DCC in P3 from Bondarev. And Walter on your screen for the Murphy Racing Team. Lights up the rears. Don't discount David from upsetting the freight train that is the Prema Racing Team and us racing here this afternoon. Supported this weekend, making the trip down. Here's the great Jorn Haase, 1984 World Kart Racing Champion, supporting his young countryman. David Walter, the other, is Knut Nielsen, who's up in a P8, 18 I should say, and the third rookie. So we go green next time round. Alpaxoy, down through the Caro curves. Macagnani, David Cosma Christopher. Bondarev, Walter, Pansal, Lucas Samalisto. Car 7 in P7. The green flag flies. They cannot pass until we cross. And now, please, start finish line. Aksoy goes. The Roman goes with the Turk. It is still raining. They're coming out of the final corner and running wide off the road. As they come across the line, we watch Samalisto. Walter's gone through into P4. Takes Bondarev. Barnsell. Fabulous pass from Ari, but it's Al Aksoy who goes through to take the race lead from Nicolo Macagnani. David Cosma Christopher. There's Samalisto. Macagnani, the race 2 winner this morning. On the back of his young Turkish teammate, the track is greasy. It is raining here at Misano. The Turk and the Roman out from pole position, out from Istanbul. We know there are so many of you watching online. Your young countryman, P1, in the final of the first round of the Italian F4 Championship, as David fires it down the inside. What a fantastic pass. Walters up onto the podium again. Ari Barnsell follows him through. Out front, Macagnani still trying to attack his Turkish teammate. Samalisto from Alexander Savinkov. They go down the back straight on a greasy circuit at 228 kilometers an hour. On the marbles, watch Walter. He will line up the both of them. Barnsell is flying on the back of the Dane. Into turn 14. Barnsell around the outside. Ari Barnsell has got grip to spare. What a move from the Indian. He's taken him. This is incredible. Ari Barnsell is up into second place.
Way off the road.
Macagnani runs off the road. Walter back to P4. It continues to rain here at Misano as Walter goes wide. Al Aksoy, P1, the world's fastest Indian, in second place. Ari Barnsell looking good here this afternoon. David Walter fighting with Nicolo Macagnani. A fantastic restart. The final race, the first round, the Italian F4 Championship here on Italy's Adriatic coast at Misano. We go through the Rio curves. Down the inside straight into turn 8. Bondarev on the back of Savinkov. 1.5 Ukrainians on your screen fighting for position 5. Move down the inside. Bondi takes Savinkov. Nice pass. Cosma Christopher is falling backwards. He's into P7. Under attack from you-know-who. It's Lucas Samalisto. Here's Kralik Konsani. But here, Al-Salati superb again from the Qatari. Driver new.
The ads. The ads. I hate ads.
Walter in P4. Ari Barnsell, the GB4 champion, can potentially win this. As Savinkov tries to fight back, does Alexander. On Alexander. David Cosma Christopher around the outside. He'll do it again. Ari Barnsell briefly into the race lead, but runs out of road. He's on the outside. He comes the inside. Does not lift. Al Aksoy, superb. Here comes DW. Walter on the charge for the Murphy Racing Team. What a race here this afternoon on Italy's Adriatic coast here at Misano, and the final race of the weekend. It has come alive. Aksoy, Barnsell with a barnstorming drive. The Indian in P2. The Dane in third. The Turk leads. The Roman 4. Nicolo Macagnani tries to fight back, and it's Savinkov on the net. Cosmo Christopher going through. That was here ahead of Lucas Samalisto, who does not have the speed here this afternoon compared to this morning, as Bader Al-Salati locks up on the inside of the pole. Alexander Ruta. Pedro Lima, Ed Robinson, Kenzo Craigie up to P16, the second rookie. And it's Kilian Hatama, Nielsen, Kostoya in P20. Big dive down the inside from Alexander Ruta, car 3 on the inside of the Jensen Motorsport Qatari. Here's Macagnani fighting with David Walter. Gets the run, gets the drive as they go back down the back straight. And Al Aksoy, look at this. 227 228 kilometres an hour. The Turk trying to shake the Indian. The Dane in third. The Roman races around the outside. Here comes Nico. The Ferrari junior driver. This is David Cosma Christopher. Still there, but he's back to P8 in car 98. The best race we have seen for seasons in the Italian F4 Championship as Barder puts it almost into the gravel. Consani fighting with David Cosman Christopher. Going wide, Iron Kralik just behind them. The Sicilian, Ludovico Busso, Ruta, Al Salati, Robinson, Craigie, Killian, Hatamer, Costoya, Levian, Kuklane, Nielsen, Martinez, Sheng, Roykov, Peyton Westcott, Emily Cotti, Oscar Repetto, the two Kiwis racing together from Focata, Bernaldi, Dos, Meninos do Brasil, and Igor Polak rounds out the field. Aksoy continues to lead under immense pressure. The driver from Bangalore in India, the GB4 champion for the German US Racing Team in P2. This is outstanding from Ari Bansal. Coming from P6, dive down the inside, Safinkov. Trying to take Makanyani. Remember, the Roman won this morning. He was fighting Walter for the final podium just a moment ago. So the rain that started to fall on the formation lap has eased up ever so slightly. This just a moment ago, Nud Nielsen. Just a position ahead, Florentin Hatzama. Kingsley Zhang from China, who had a tough race yesterday, but a good comeback this morning. And Nud Nielsen, they make contact, they do continue on. But there is damage to the Chinese Prema Racing driver's car. Aksoy, P1. The gap, 0.4. Cosman Christopher now trying to find some rhythm. He's behind the German, Iron Kralik, into the final corner, the final third of the final race, the first weekend of the 13th season of the Italian F4 Championship, presented by the Automobile Club of Italy and WSK Promotion. Here at the home of the San Marino MotoGP, has the Dane who took Maffei Racing's first ever Italian podium this morning. He's looking at another. He goes fastest with a 37.6. So the track condition, not too bad. They're about 2 seconds off their absolute dry weather pace. The rain falling on the formation lap. It has stopped for the moment. Aksoy down into La Guercia. Turn 8. Noah Killian, the Sydney sider, the Australian, leaves pit lane after a quick stop. Will rejoin, but down in 30th. And final place. Aksoy, the gap out to 0.6. This is Bondarev. Consani behind. The Mercedes Junior fighting with the Williams F1 Academy Junior driver. Aksoy is still trying to shake Bouncel. Consani around the outside of Bondi. They've gone wheel to wheel over the past half decade in WSK World Karting. They continue to do so. Here at Misano, Bondarev defends. Consani lines up. Iron Kralik, the German for the German US Racing Team, just behind, looking to pounce on the French driver for the French RSGP team. Now the rain starting to fall slightly again into that part of the circuit. Over the ripple strip. Ruta, Busso, Pedro Lima, I should say, and Kenzo Craigie, Alzolati, Robinson, Costoya up to 17. So the gap still stays at 0.3 of a second. Costoya, who's had a tough first weekend in the Italian Championship, the McLaren Junior. He will come good, I promise you. The Spaniard is a superstar. Has just had a tough debut, though.
Stupid ads.
Has just set the fastest lap of the race, showing the pace, which we will know him for. Christian Costoya with a 37 dead. Aksoy, Bansal, and David Walter. If you're just joining us, Thomas Behrman stalling on the line. A massive start line crash. He was collected by the Mexican Nicolas Cortez. Augusto Toniolo also involved. Those three drivers are out. Also, Andre Rodriguez who was forced off track into the wall. The American has retired, and Emma Felbermeyer unfortunately did not start. As we get back to the fight for the front, Bansal on the back of backside, Consani trying to line up Bondarev again. The battle between Williams and Mercedes continues. Bondarev holds them off, but they're starting to bottleneck. Behind the driver from Kiev in Ukraine, the former European, the former WSK kart racing champion, second year in the Italian series. There's Ruta just behind, going wide in the Bahamas Ford racing car. Consani down into turn 1. Andy in P8 from Kralik behind. Ruta in P10. Alpaxoy still P1. Here comes Luca. But is it too little too late? Car 7 in P6. The track's starting to improve. David Walter works the wheel. The Dane, a podium this morning, but potentially can stand on the top step. He's just got under 7 minutes, plus 1 lap. As we see the 29 of Ludovico Busso go around, does rejoin. Just a local yellow, which will be rejoined, which will be withdrawn as Ludovico Busso, the driver from Ragusa in Sicilia, gets back on track, and we stay green once again. Lap 10, race 4, round 1. This is Busso, just a moment to go. Ooh. Front right to left rear. Well, you saw the result of that. Pedro Lima, the Brazilian, into the back of the Sicilian. Move down the inside, Savinkov on Magnani. The Russian-Ukrainian takes the Roman, who won this morning. Samuelisto with a 36.905. The Finn just behind. This is Andy Consani just behind. Cosma Christopher, Kralik, Ruta, and Bondarev, all in that battle. Then back to Kenzo Craigie. There's the RSGP driver, the second of the Mercedes AMG Junior drivers. Axwell with a 36.6. 0.3 of a second. He goes faster than Lucas Samuelisto. So the track is greasy, but it is dry just for the moment. Light rain falling on the formation lap as we go into the final 5 minutes. We see Pedro Lima, the Brazilian, down into pit lane. The Bahamas Ford racing team to go to work. They've still got Alexander Ruta and the Brazilian in the race after losing their English driver, Thomas Behrman. On the start, he does rejoin way down in 28th position. Ruta will get a tremendous run on the back of that iron. Kralik goes wide, gets the engine RPM. These are the speeds at the start-finish line at this point of the circuit on the back straight. The telemetry telling us 227, 228 kilometres an hour. Samuelisto defending from Roman Macagnani. The Roman, I should say, Nico. Race 2 winner this morning, but does not seem to have the car here this afternoon. Under threatening skies here at Misano. Alpaxoy, 0.6 of a second ahead of Ari Bansal, who has driven brilliantly. Still having to defend from David Walter. An incident in turn 14. We'll try and bring you up to date with what's happened there in just a moment. This is the reason why the yellow flag is flying. As we see Roland Kukulane into the gravel. Nicely done from the Estonian. Back on track. And we stay green. The track greasy, stays off the racing line. Keeps the engine still fired. Roland Kukulane has fallen down to P28, but still on track. Still trying to make it to the checkered flag. Consani pulling away now from Bondarev. The fight for the lead, it is getting closer. 0.3 of a second. This is Savinkov, a step off the podium. The second of the US racing drivers. The team of Gerhard Unger and Ralf Schumacher. It's the Prema Racing Team P1 with their Turkish rookie Alpaxoy. Macagnani goes through. P6 for the top Italian. It is Turkey, India, and Denmark 1, 2, 3 in the final round of the first race of the Italian F4 Championship for 2026. Here's Bondarev from Kralik and David Cosman Christopher. Ruta behind and Kenzo Craigie. Move around the outside from Ian Kralik, now ducks back to the inside. Bondarev has spent half this race defending. Goes wide, runs off the road. The German can't take him. This time he can. Around the outside, fabulous pass from Ian Kralik. And he puts the Williams F1 Junior back into position 9. Next is David Cosman Christopher starting to recover. Remember, the Romanian, second year in the Italian F4 Championship, started out at P2. Kenzo Craigie makes his way on through, the former World Cup racing champion. Remember the last lap, the last corner of PFI in England 2 years ago when he took that FIA title. Makes the move down the inside, does KC. In car 34, Alexander Ruta, ready to fight this weekend. The pole holds off the French, Jamaican, Englishman for the French RSGP team. For the moment, 28 nationalities represented here this weekend. The first round of the Italian F4 Championship. 48 drivers, 13 teams. As Kenzo Craigie with the Qatari right behind him. It is still Turkey, India, and Denmark. 1, 2, 3. Down the back.
Down the back straight once more there. Look, Aksoy getting ever so pressured as they continue to make their run down towards onto the back straight.
But there, Al Salati, look at Costoya, who's come charging up into the final points paying position. The McLaren Junior. This is why we told you to watch out for Christian. Had a tough first weekend coming from grid 25. He's in P15. He'll pick up another position here as Al Salati, Ruta, and Robinson. They fight the Prema duo. Just ahead, Bondarev and David Cosman Christopher from the eastern side of Europe, the Ukrainian and the Romanian. Axel is still in the race lead, but the gap is down to 2/10 of a second. Samuelisto with a 36-1. Fastest on circuit, but he won't win here this afternoon, seemingly. Luca in P5. This is Kenzo defending and attacking the super impressive Qatari for the Qatari Motorsports Federation home circuit of Lusail in Qatar. Bader Al Salati for the
Please don't. Okay. My internet just crashed. Fucking awesome. Of course it works now.
and attacking the super. Excellent.
What?
Excellent. P12, second year in the series. Down into La Cuelcha. So it will be the last lap next time around. Costoya! Christian goes on down the inside of Robinson. To be fair, the British Englishman did give him space and holds the place. Costoya can't do it. There's Levian as well, trying to get the final point currently in P16, also for the Gensa Motorsport team. We've passed the 25-minute mark of what has been a fantastic final. The first round of the Italian F4 Championship for 2026. Costoya, P15 in car 1 from 25th on the grid. The McLaren Junior, the 5-time WSK Cup Racing Champion. Super recovery after a tough weekend. He's behind Robinson. And the second rookie, Kenzo Craigie. The first rookie, still P1 outright. His name is Albaksoy. We can hear you cheering all the way from Istanbul in Turkey.
Aksoy, what a performance this has been so far this weekend, but yet again, still being pressured by Ari Bouncel in position 2. 3/10 the margin. This would be 4 different winners if Bouncel can overtake Aksoy coming into this final race here today. As here we look Savinkov and Samolisto going way wide, ever so slightly. Now look, run down towards and into Sunset Corner. Opening up the opportunity there, look Samolisto. And now look Ari Bouncel putting all the pressure on the back of Aksoy. And he will not want to let this position go. Samolisto, Savinkov, side by side now. Look, round the outside there. Samolisto will hold the position to the outside. Still side by side. Samolisto, can he hold it there? Yes, he certainly can. Aksoy covering. Samolisto off the road. Wow, what a move this has been. Samolisto way off the road and way up the curb in the process. Aksoy, though, might just keep the position there. Look, Bouncel, looking left, looking right, not going to happen. Round the final corner, and this will be a dominant weekend for Aksoy. He will win race number 4 and the finale this weekend. What a weekend this has been, and 2 from 2. Wow, Aksoy, your winning rookie, wins overall and wins in the rookie class, and that is 3 rookie wins this weekend. Wow, 3 rookie wins. Of course, Oscar Repetto won race 3 in the rookie class, but what a weekend this has been. Aksoy second, Craigie in the rookie class, and Costoya rounding out the rookie podium. But wow, what a weekend for Aksoy in position 1 overall, and of course in that rookie class as well. So what a way to round out the weekend with some amazing Italian F4 action. And of course that doesn't stop there either. Italian F4 returns just over 2 weeks' time to head off to Imola, the home to what was the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Confirmed last year that, of course, it wouldn't be this year's Formula 1 Grand Prix. Monza would stay the home of the Italian Grand Prix. But, wow, what a weekend this has been for the Italian F4 Championship. Of course, next time out, heading off to Imola. And then, of course, the E4 Championship will be heading off to Barcelona to start off their weekend, to start off their season, more or less. So, we indeed very interesting to see what happens there. So, checkered flag has fallen. Aksoy, the winner for the finale, followed by Ari Bouncel, David Walter, Alexander Savinkov, and Luca Samolisto had a mad battle. Luca Samolisto being forced off the road. Niccolo Macagnani, then of course Andy Consani, Arjun Crowling, Alexander Bondarev, David Cosmo Christopher, then followed by Ruta, Al-Salati, Craigie, Robertson, Kostia, Arn, Rukov, Zhang, Nielsen, and Oscar Rapato, who of course won race number 3 in the rookie class. Peyton Westcott, Martinez, Cotti, Bonlotti, Busso, Polak, Forcana, Killian, and of course our retirees, Rodriguez, Tonelio, Behrman, Cortez, and Felbermeyer, rounding out position 33 for this race. But Aksoy, not only overall, but in the rookie class, will stand on the top step of the podium as he struggles to get the wheel back into place inside the chassis. But what a weekend this has been. P1. The man is just owning P1 this weekend. Just can't seem to be stopped whatsoever. Who can stop him? Samolisto, Macagnani seem to be the only 2 that could stop him. Possibly David Cosmo Christopher coming into Imola. That will be a very interesting battle. Those 3 come Imola. Of course, what was the home of the Italian Grand Prix there. Look, as he tries to find his way over to the scales. Celebrating, of course, with the Prema team. This looks to be another Prema domination this weekend. looks to be. I can't say it will be. It does look to be, though. Having a chat with some of the team down there. Getting his gear off, getting his helmet off as well. But yeah, what a race. What a race this has been. Get a conversation as well with Lara Cola down there in pit lane. But wow, Imola up next. What a race that will be. As well on with the Formula One Grand Prix weekend. So it's going to be action aplenty with Freca on that weekend. We've got Italian F4 on that weekend. So action aplenty along with F2 and F1 Academy. So what a weekend this is going to be. Down to Lara Cola.
Congratulations, no mistakes, no fear. A very perfect race and a second win for you.
Yeah, it was really good. Also, Ari, you go really good racing. He put the pressure up. But I also did a good job, no mistakes. And this one was from my own. I love you. We all do.
Aksoy there celebrating in perfection. Down now to get some of the highlights of this race. Wow, what a race.
But the chaos was just behind us. Thomas Behrman stalled on the line and was collected in spectacular and dramatic fashion by the Mexican, Nicolas Cortez. Behrman was out. Thankfully, the Englishman gives the thumbs up. He was okay, as was Nicolas Cortez. Rodriguez and Augustus Toniolo also caught up in that incident. The rain started to fall. The green flag flew. Alpaxoy under tremendous pressure, but the driver on the charge was from Bangalore in India, the top us racing driver. Ali Bansal was just brilliant. He was carving through the field, making his way by Savinkov, by Walter, by Macaniani, going through up into second place. Macaniani having to defend from Savinkov. Roland Kuglani going around on a greasy circuit. The Estonian back on track. Bondarev defending for his life from the German Ian Kralik. Savinkov and Lucas Amalisto, the two teammates, the final corner of the final lap. Alpaxoy holding off a hard-charging Indian, Ari Bansal, the time in third for the second time today.
And Alpaxoy ended out on the top step of the podium. You expected that, then wow, you were correct. You were correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins this weekend. If you, of course, count the Rookie Championship, which is going to be very, 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 very competitive with some very competitive drivers as well. Watch out for Oscar Roberto as well to be challenging for that championship. Well, he has won one race in that Rookie Championship there. Look as David Cosman Christopher makes his way towards the podium. There he is. Second place, Ari Bartzell as well. Podium, Ascoy, the Indian driver, Bartzell, and David Walter in position 3. The Scottish driver, the Murphy Racing team, US Racing, of course, second place. And again, the Italian team heading on to Italian home grounds this weekend. Again, next weekend, Prema, the team to beat. The Acci Sport ambassador handing out all of the trophies to the competitors. Riccardo Patrese, the brand ambassador for the Acci Sport weekend. Along with the Acci Sport weekend is the Campantino Italian Gran Turismo Endurance Championship, along with the GT4 Italy Series in their first season. The Campantino Italiano Sport Prototypes, of course, Porsche Carrera Cup Italia, and with the Taycan Rush. So loads of action here. But up next, though, it is the Campantino Italian Gran Turismo Endurance Championship. Misano has brought on some amazing action this weekend, and there's still plenty more to come from the 10-round season of the Italian F4 Championship. But until 2 weeks' time, it is bye-bye for Misano.
Brought to you by the Automobile Club of Italy, together with WSK Promotion. We have a Turk, an Indian, and a Dane on the podium to conclude a fantastic race. Well, the rain is threatening. We hope for better weather in 2 weeks' time. That's at the Long Valley, Vallelunga, the second round of the series. We'll see you in Rome in a fortnight.
Thanks.